This is Chilling.
Hello, good evening and welcome to Chilling. Oof, what a pride to feel Ugandan and to be Ugandan. Look at the weather. It's raining and shining at the same time and I'm enjoying this experience just because we are right nestled near the incredible waterfalls called EINAR Falls. It's such a beauty. Hear the sound. This evokes that African spirit in me. But hey, we have to talk more about the reason why I'm here. Today I'm here to have a conversation with a gentleman from Norway. You think I'm always joking when I tell you that I'm bringing you spices on the show. So this gentleman is from Norway and is the CEO and founder of a company that does green energy. The company is called EcoPole. Now, everything about that company you're going to be knowing in a minute. Welcome to the best of the good life more than ever. My name is Rago, but before I go, guys, I need to tell you that this is a brilliant idea. Why? Because the way forward when it comes to the future is green energy. And Uganda has really joined and appreciated what we call bamboo use. And you cannot get any better than that. So you have to adapt to this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll go check out this EINAR Falls and I'll leave you shortly. So we shall be back with the guests. Don't move an inch, all right?
This weekend, we bring to you the show from EINAR Falls, Uganda's second most powerful waterfall, offering a serene and less crowded alternative to Murchison Falls. Norwegian CEO and founder of EcoPole, EINAR HAVELAND, had a unique vision of making utility poles that can distribute energy, durable enough to overcome the challenges of nature and without disturbing Mother Nature.
My heart is actually very much in Africa, and the idea of the pole was born in Africa, in the refugee camp of Dadaab. So that's where we started.
Hello, good evening and welcome to the best of the good life. My name is Rago. Oof, what a great feeling to be here. I'm telling you, Mother Nature is giving us great treatment. It's dashing out what we call a buffet. Today we decided to make the show from Ginger and we are at the incredible, famously known EINAR Falls. Beautiful scenery. And I'm sure my guest is really enjoying this place. Now, speaking of my guest, he's an incredible gentleman from Norway. He has invented what we call a fantastic idea. I call it one of the most superb ideas ever known to mankind. And he's trying to substitute what we call wooden poles to EcoPoles. Now, what are EcoPoles? He will tell us more about that. Now, he came up with his own company called EcoPole. Now, EcoPole is located in Norway, but it has been functioning and it has presence in Kenya and the rest of Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, today, let us study about eco-friendliness and eco-knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the incredible EINAR, if I pronounce your name right.
That is perfect. Thank you
You've
very
always
much.
said that I've not done any mistake when I get to pronounce your name.
No, you are good. Thank
EINAR.
you.
EINAR.
Yeah, it's a Nordic name, so it's difficult to pronounce.
Yeah. Incredible. How does it feel to be in Uganda, like to touch your feet here in Uganda and especially to be at the source of the Nile?
I'm absolutely amazed. This is beautiful, it's fantastic, and I'm so glad to be here. And what amazes me is everything is green, it's fertile, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
This is nature.
This is nature to its best.
It is.
But there is one disappointing aspect when you're taking a tour around the falls, the recycling. I think we need to do better. You have seen bottles being split everywhere and being thrown everywhere, and I think we need to do better with that if we are to tackle the climate change.
I just came from a walk through the forests here at the beds of Nile here, and I saw two things, one sad and one fantastic. The sad thing was all the piles of plastic bottles all over the shore of the Nile. That was sad to see. The good thing I saw was what the organization INBA, together with the people in Uganda, has been planting a lot of bamboo along the river bed in order to secure the riverbed for erosion and collecting. That is fantastic to see those contrasts. People are working for the environment and other people are ruining the environment by throwing the water bottles in the river.
It's very sad. And what is most interesting is your company, which is a partnership, of course, with Imber and Bamboo Uganda, or Bamboo everywhere across the world. Can you tell me about the idea? Where did the idea come from? And how much did you take biting on that idea to come up with EcoPole?
Interesting, good question. And the start of the EcoPole is from, actually, we were working in Dadaab, the refugee camp Dadaab in Kenya, where we were building a solar plant. And I took for granted that we could get utility poles locally. That was difficult. And also then we started to look into the fact that what is utility poles made of? Most of the utility poles are made of wood. That means we have to kill the forest in order to distribute the energy. That is not a very sustainable solution.
It is not.
So we started to come up with the idea, what is a good alternative to wood? Well, we have the bamboo, it's growing all over the place, it's not used for anything, and it's strong, it's extremely strong. So we started to work on how can we translate the bamboo into a sustainable utility pole for the continent of Africa, first of all.
Okay. So tell me, why do you think it's a very good alternative when it comes to utility distribution like electricity? Why do you think things like concrete poles and the wooden poles wouldn't really be the best idea to replace?
That is very interesting. Because most used is the common use is wooden poles. Several problems with wooden poles. One is deforestation. We need to stop killing the forest. The second is that the life cycle of a wooden pole is not very long. Most places in Africa, because of termites, the sun, and so on. That's why it's important to find a solution where termites, rodents will not eat the pole. Today, the wooden poles need to be replaced after maybe not longer than 6 months or maximum 3 years. Then you see a lot of concrete poles coming up. They are more stable, but the problem is that when you are producing a concrete pole, you are releasing a lot of carbon into the atmosphere. So the carbon footprint of a concrete pole is extremely big. And a carbon footprint of an EcoPole is close to 0. So that is also important to factor in when you are talking.
I would be so interested to find out, what are some of the components and how does bamboo come in play when you're trying to make these EcoPoles? Like, for example, break down for me the components of this EcoPole.
Yes.
And how does it look like?
Well, first of all, I'm not giving you all the secrets because this is a patented system from Norway, but we want to transfer this technology to several countries in Africa. But the product consists of 3 elements. The main element is the bamboo. That is the core of our pole. Then we have a cover. The cover is the protecting against water and sun, rodents and termites. And that is a water pipe. You have seen in your house, everywhere you can see water supply is called polyethylene. That's a very safe material. That is protecting. And then in between we have some binding material that put the bamboo and the pipe together. So it's 3 components, makes this product extremely strong, and it will last for 50 to 100 years.
Oh, even the longevity is longer?
Yes,
compared
much
to the wooden and the concrete. Okay.
We know that the concrete has average life cycle of approximately 7 years. Then you have to replace it or it fall down. The wooden poles, they have a life cycle of between 10
years
maximum.
Yeah.
So that is why when we are installing the EcoPole, we can easily give a warranty of 20 years, but we know it will live for 50 to 100.
Okay. So are these some of these ideas still implemented in Norway? I mean, why did you have that feel like to bring it down here to Africa or the most of Sahara Africa? Why do you think? Because definitely there is a need, a very undisputable need of power. But then we're doing it the wrong way because it comes with a heavy price, and that's killing the forest. So why did you feel like you had the need and the urge to come down here and you want to change the way how things are done?
My heart is actually very much in Africa, and the idea of the pole was born in Africa, in the refugee camp of Dadaab. So that's where we started. When we are looking for Norway and Europe, most of the countries in Norway and Europe, they have full coverage of electricity. So what they have started to do now is to go underground with the cabling.
Okay.
So they are not using that much poles.
Okay.
But Africa, in Africa we have more than, Sub-Saharan Africa has more than 600 million people without electricity.
Yeah.
That means that we need to build distribution more and more and more. That will demand approximately 15 to 20 million poles every year in Sub-Saharan Africa only. Imagine if this is cutting down trees.
Wow. It will be overwhelming. We're talking about deforestation, we're talking about desertification, and those are very terrifying things.
It is.
Yeah.
And now look at the bamboo. It's a business growing more and more all over Uganda, all over Africa. We just have to find a very good offtake to this bamboo. The EcoPole can use extremely much of this bamboo now grown all over Africa.
EINAR, this in my hand, I have what we call a rich heritage.
Yes.
This I love as an African holding this.
Of course.
And this is a bamboo. Tell me more about this, because some of the viewers that are watching this are like, these people are so much fascinated with, and we even have one in our background here that's making a good pop.
Yes.
So why this plant? Why do you love about it? What's its, how long does it, oh, you want to hold it?
Yes,
there you go.
Because this is energy.
That's
it's pure energy.
Okay.
Well, bamboo lesson. There is more than 1,000 species of bamboo. So
1,000 species?
Yes.
Wow.
Everything from the grass here to the giant bamboos you find here in Jinja area with that diameter going 30 meters in the air.
Yeah.
So what we are using the outer skin of the bamboo, because the fibers in the bamboo is the strongest fiber in the nature. The fiber you can find here, you cannot break it. It's stronger than steel wire.
Wow.
So it's fantastic.
Stronger than steel?
Yes.
Wow.
So when you combine this in different materials, like you can see several places you are using fencing, house building, it lasts forever because it's very strong. So bamboo is a wonder plant. Another thing is that the good thing about bamboo, you see this bamboo here. If you today cut 2 or 3 of them, then within 1 year they are back up.
To that great length?
Yeah, even bigger.
Oh, even
bigger.
Wow.
So that is the sign that bamboo is renewable.
It's green energy.
It's green energy, because if you cut a tree for a utility pole, you have to wait another 20 years before it's up. The bamboo is up after 12, maybe 15, 18 months, depending on the species and the soil and all this. But the bamboo is fantastic. It's renewable.
All right, now we are going to take a break, and when we return, we are going to get some more conversations and testimony about EINAR, what he can tell us more about bamboo and his company, which is called EcoPole, that is going to, it's a game changer, by the way. It's a game changer. We just have to listen and give it a chance and understand this, because the future, I believe, is all about green energy. You know, we don't have to keep on killing our forests. Come on, guys, up to when? You know, otherwise we'll will be leading to doom, you know. So we are going to take a break and then be right back. Don't go anywhere. This is Chilling, and I'm happy to have you on the show.
UBC is the national public broadcaster. We educate, inform, entertain, and inspire our audiences. You can watch us on free-to-air channel 001, DSTV channel 282, GoTV channel 371, Star Times channel 201, Zuku TV channel 20, and Azam TV channel 350. Even when your subscription expires, you can still watch UBC for free on your pay TV platforms.
All right, welcome to Chilling, and today we decided to have the show as far as we can away from Kampala because we want to feel the freshness. We want to feel that eco-friendliness, and today we are talking about one of the greatest species ever known to mankind, and that's bamboo. And here to share more knowledge about this is EINAR from Norway. EINAR is a CEO and founder of his own company that is called EcoPole. Now, EcoPole is all about trying to replace or substitute what we call the concrete poles and the wooden poles because it's green energy. And that's the future. Right, EINAR, tell me about the local representative partnerships you have in, let's say, Africa. Because I understand one of your first plants or your first manufacturers was in, is it Kenya?
That is correct.
That is correct.
Yes.
Tell me about the journey and
Yes.
how has it been like? Are Kenyans adopting to this? So that, because we also Ugandans need to get on board.
That's a big question, but the answer is yes to both. And we started in Kenya approximately 10 years ago because the utility pole, EcoPole, was born in Kenya. So we did the R&D, testing, development, everything in Kenya.
Yeah.
But by Norwegian engineers. So we have our factory in Nairobi today, where we are producing poles, and we are exporting to several countries. Senegal in West Africa, Guinea, West Africa. We have tried Uganda, we have tried DRC around East Africa as well. Even India, we have produced in Kenya, exporting to India. But now we are ready to expand in East Africa. We have, together with INBAR, the international organization for bamboo, and the government of Uganda, we have participated in an assessment of the bamboo availability in Uganda. We, from our side, from the EcoPole, we are very interested to come to Uganda and start producing this eco-friendly utility pole, because everything is here. The bamboo is here, the labor is here, the skilled people are here. We are good to go.
Are you sure about the specific species of bamboo that can work for the EcoPole? Do we have it here in Uganda?
We have met a lot of clever partners here doing bamboo business in Uganda, and they have the species we are looking for. They know how to treat it, how to do this sustainably harvesting, but this is done together with INBAR and also Carefree, because this is the forestry, sorry, because this is very important that bamboo is not bamboo. You have to treat it right as well.
Yeah. All right. So, EINAR, tell me about when it comes to being tested, this product. Has it been tested and verified, especially in Kenya? Because here we don't have it yet.
No.
Does it certify?
Oh yeah. In Kenya they have actually made a standard for composite poles. This is called a composite pole since we are 3 elements. And this standard, we are complying to that, and we have of course our ISO certification according to the standard, and everything has to be approved by Kenya Bureau of Standards every year. This is the same we have to go through in Uganda, that we have to prove that we are delivering the poles according to this high level of standards. That will be UMEME or ERA doing that certification for us.
Okay, and then when it comes to affordability, because one would be thinking this must be crazy expensive, like more than a wooden pole or a concrete pole, but surprise them.
Of course, again, you are right, my friend. You are right. It's extremely expensive. No, I'm kidding with you.
I know. You're good. You're good at cracking jokes. I like that.
The EcoPole is approximately the same price level as a concrete pole. That means it's more expensive than a wooden pole.
Okay.
But then it's important to factor in the following. The wooden pole is killing the forest. We don't want to kill the forest.
Yeah.
But also the life cycle of a wooden pole is only a few years.
Yeah.
So let's say within 10 years you have to replace it a few times. Then we are cheaper because our pole is there forever. That will never be replaced. Another thing is that the EcoPole, when you are transporting the EcoPole, transport is a huge part of the cost of a utility pole. When you transport an EcoPole, you can put 100 poles on one truck compared to maybe 40, 50 of a wooden pole or 20 of a concrete pole. So we can reduce the transport by 50 to 70%. That's also a huge cost saving. Finally, you have the installation, and that is because the EcoPole is made of bamboo, which is a lightweight product, and two other components lightweight, you can lift EcoPole up by hand. You don't need to have a heavy crane or a big diesel motor to lift it up. Lift it up by hand by a few guys. So that is also something you have to factor into the cost. So when
it's lightweight.
Very lightweight.
Yeah.
So when some of our clients, both in Tanzania and Kenya, has done their own assessment, they say EcoPole is the cheapest alternative.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is interesting, and at the same time it's environmentally friendly, it's sustainable, it will last forever.
Well,
yes.
Tell me honestly, when you look at a picture like this, a scenery like this, you see a free-growing bamboo, I mean there's some other tree species. Well, how does it make you feel?
I hope this is the future, that we are now putting on the brakes and saying, save the forest, start to think green, start to think sustainability, because there are generations coming now after us. And our generation, I'm an old man now, we are ruining this planet. We have to think green and sustainable.
You know, climate change is real.
It's real.
People don't even understand this, especially in Africa. We sort of take some of these issues lightly, but they're really issues of concern. So what's your main advice, especially because this is a national broadcaster? What would be your advice to the government and in regards to walking that path of clean energy?
Then I would say something, and that is I have to compliment the government for all the initiatives for the green energy. I know in Uganda you are very clever to build hydropower stations, windmills, we have solar plants. That is green energy, that's fantastic. And please continue doing that. That is for the future. Then we have this missing link, and that is how to distribute this green energy. Please use the bamboo solutions. Don't use the concrete or the wooden solutions. Then the green energy is not green anymore when it comes to the end user. So I would say to the government, please think the value chain from the green energy production like hydro, sun or wind, and all the way to the end user. Then you have a green solution.
EINAR, this week has been all about the Bamboo Investor Tour study. How have you enjoyed your experience, and what have you learned, and what do you hope to see for the future?
Well, first of all, I must say that I think this event, together with INBAR International and INBAR Uganda, because Uganda is part of the owner of the INBAR organization, it has been very fascinating because I met so many clever people. I've learned so much, and I can see it's a huge engagement now into the bamboo and to the green shift.
Okay, do you think it's a bright future ahead?
Yes,
Okay.
because finally we are starting to wake up.
And are you hoping to invest big
Yes.
in our country in the
I
near
am.
future?
Absolutely, I am.
Wow.
We have to.
Yeah. And you spent quite a great time in Kenya. Let's talk about the social aspect of Kenya besides investments and bamboo and business. Like, how was it like? How was your adaptation like? Because, man, is it 10 years?
I've been in and out of Kenya for more than 10 years actually.
More than 10 years.
And when we built the factory in Nairobi, I actually brought my family from Norway. So my kids went to school in Nairobi, and we had that was interesting. Made a lot of friends. We loved it there. But when my kids got a little bit older, they wanted to go to the university in Norway and all that. So they moved back. So now I'm commuting in and out. But I try to be in Africa every month.
Okay, how were you adapting to the weather? Of course, I know the weather is perfect.
Well, you can see I'm sweating because in Norway we don't have this temperature. So I love it. I love it.
And the food, have you tried out some of our local delicacies?
Yes, some namachoma. It's called in Kenya. You call it namachoma. That's the meat and local meat.
And ugali.
Ugali as well. And yeah. And then I cannot say on national television, but there's something called Tosca.
Oh, very good. It's called a Dutch courage. You are not a Dutchman.
No.
Yeah, it has been quite an interesting sit down with you. And how can people get some knowledge about EcoPole? Do you have available websites? Do you have social media outlets?
Yes, we are ecopole.no. It's called .no for Norway. So ecopole.no.
Okay.
You'll find us.
All the information available there.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Fist bump.
Okay, fist bump, yeah.
You're a great man, and I wish you all the best with EcoPole, and I'm looking forward to see it in Uganda very soon.
Very soon.
Man, it will be the greatest thing that will ever happen to us. Listen, ever since I was a child, I've only seen one kind of pole. You know, when it comes to utility pole, I've only seen the wooden electric pole and the concrete ones. And if we keep on doing this for as many years as we can, we are going to end up turning into a desert.
Yeah.
You know, because we are fighting nature, you know, and everything is crumbling right in front of us. And we need to do something about it. Like, for example, partnership with you, people who come up with green energy ideas, you know, at a very affordable price. So it's high time we start to wake up.
Thank
you very much, EINAR, and all the best. Cheers.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for staying glued since the beginning. Oof, what an interesting guest. You know, I told you that chilling comes in style each and every single time. You can never predict who I get onto the show. And today I sat down with a Norwegian superstar. This gentleman has some crazy great ideas. As you've heard from the horse's mouth, he's quite interesting, and I think smart energy is the way to go. So see you next week with another incredible guest. Cheers and have a good night.